This is On-Nomi, a great new idea out of Japan, online drinks with your friends when you can't be with them in person. Cheers. Hello everyone, it's been a little while, but we're back with another On-Nomi online drink. This morning I'm enjoying my morning coffee here in Christchurch in Dorset in the UK, and I've got with me 3 times Norseman winner and over in Norway, Allan Hovda. Morning, Allan.
Yeah, good morning. I'm with the crazy John lady cup of tea. As I try to, I'm a real coffee addict, so I try to cut it a bit down.
Yeah. How many coffees a day normally for you?
Yeah, if the coffee is available, it's maybe 5 big cups. So yeah, probably around a liter of coffee.
Yeah, you're pretty hardcore then. I'm not that hardcore. I'm on number like 2.5, and this will be the end for me today.
Yeah, I'll try to cut it about to a half liter max a day as well.
Yeah. Is that so? Do you think that's a bit of a Scandinavian thing? Because whenever I've been to more to Sweden actually than Norway, there's a lot of coffee being drunk. I always see that. There's coffee everywhere. Do you think that's normal consumption for you guys?
Yeah, I think Norway and Sweden, I don't know about Denmark, but I think we're the most heavy coffee consumers in the world in volume.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah,
well, good for athletes normally.
Yeah, it works good in training, but the half-life of the caffeine is quite long, so it can interrupt your sleep. So that's at least one of my motivations for trying to reduce it.
Yeah. I know I go through phases with it where I try and it creeps up, and then I have to pat it back down again.
Yeah.
So I'm on a good level at the moment. Right, Allan, what I wanted to ask you about today, principally, was the crazy year that has been 2020 so far. Obviously, with coronavirus being impacting everyone's lives across the world, there's been all sorts of interruption to business as usual. And what we've noticed following you as an athlete throughout the year is that you've been extremely inventive and busy at finding ways to keep yourself doing sort of competitions where they're available. You've managed to get into a couple of little races recently, but you've also been setting some really significant self-determined challenges. And in particular, I was interested today to talk to you about the fact that you did the Norseman Triathlon route solo on your own one day, and you also took on to break the Norwegian 24-hour cycling world record. So, starting with the Norseman, I know that happened after the cycling, but what was the stimulus to do that all by yourself?
Yeah, that is a good question, but I got in touch with the Norseman organization and asked if there's anything we can do to fill the void as it was clear that the Norseman couldn't be held as normal. So I wanted to try to do it unsupported, just for the experience of it, how it would feel to do it all alone, and be able to do it without the clock on ticking in my head, trying me to push harder. So that was my motivation, and I obviously didn't do it alone, as I had a film crew with me.
Yeah.
So Norseman's motivation was getting good video footage, which I've seen the movie. It's amazing. The scenery, and I could stop along the way and share my advices for people who are doing Norseman. So that was nice to be able to stop like in the race or like the race course and share, this is my advice for this part and so on. So it was probably the adventurous side in me who wanted to do something different.
Yeah. It looked really cool from what we saw on social media. When's that movie coming out? And where will we be able to see it?
I think it's coming out. Norseman is going to do. I don't know what they're going to do about it, if they're going to make an event about it or some sort. But I think it's some early October, so it's not that far away.
Excellent. I'll really be interested to see that, actually. I was going to ask you as well about that event, because I didn't see any photos yet, but how did you do the swim? Did I'm sure they didn't get the full ferry for you to jump off.
No, but
or did they?
Yeah, no. The ferry was slightly too large, but we got quite a cool rib. Just driving me out to the starting line. So it was the jump as normal, just a shorter version of it.
Yeah. And how long did it take you to do it solo, albeit with the little stops and things, and that you weren't pushing it super hard?
12.5 hours.
Yeah. And what's your best time on the course?
10 hours and 1 minute, maybe, something like that. So it was quite far behind, but like it was something that made it slower. Obviously, it was unsupported, so I had to ride the bike with a backpack, which isn't great aerodynamically. And I did it only 5 days after the 24-hour race. Cycling race. So while I actually hoped it would be like this very pleasant ride, it turned out to be somewhat a race against the clock, because I had to finish within 13 hours, because that was when the last elevator was going down. So if I could use more time, but then I had to walk down the mountain, and I was really not motivated to.
I'm not surprised. That is good motivation. So that's interesting. You did it in about 12.5, and I think, if I'm right in saying, when you did the Norseman first time, you did it in about 14 hours.
Yeah, 14 hours. Yeah.
When you were racing it, so shows how much you've come on in a few years as an athlete.
Yeah, that's it's a big difference. So that was but that was a really cool experience. It's like when you're riding up Vøringfossen, which is the first climb. It's like it's this amazing waterfall place. It's extraordinary. But in a race, you're so focused on pushing and being in the right the power zone. So you don't hear or you don't get the impressions of the scenery and all the sounds. So like when I was riding up this time, I heard birds singing, and I never heard it before. It's probably always been there, but I never had the possibility or the bandwidth to take on those kind of expressions. So that was really good.
It must be a different experience mentally to do it in that way, rather than just totally focused and pushing as hard as you can the whole way. So I'm sure that would have been very cool. And you mentioned there that you did this, which was a considerable day out. You did it 5 days after the 24-hour bike record attempt, which is pretty ambitious timing. Is that just the way the dates fell, or did you always plan it like that?
No, I originally planned to do the Norseman solo on that date, and since we had a couple of photographers and video shooters, that was that day was set. I couldn't move it, and the 24-hour ride, I just wanted to do it prior to Norseman, as it was a lighter, more light or less night.
Yeah.
So but I just got my new bike set up. I think maybe 1 week before the 24-hour attempt, so I didn't have the option to do it before.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to do it before, but I just couldn't logistically make it happen, and I did it while I was on vacation with my family. So I just did the best I could.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't a good idea to have them so short time span, because it was really hard. It made the Norseman solo experience much harder than it could have been.
Yeah. And in aggregate, how long do you think it took you to recover from those two events back to back?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I think after Norseman, it must have been close to the most fatigue state I've been ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I maybe had like 3 weeks of just activity, not training. So that was it was hard to come back from that one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. So talking now about the 24-hour bike attempt, you set out with an initial goal of beating the Norwegian record, and I think you said riding over 800 kilometers was a target. Yeah. And in the end, you rode quite a bit further than that. What was the exact finish distance that you did in 24 hours?
Yeah, the exact finish distance. It's 889.
Yeah. So getting close to 900 Ks and only 11 or so Ks off the world record.
Yeah, and that was a bit, or like Strava said, slightly shorter than what I actually rode.
Yeah.
So that was I was think maybe 7 kilometers from the official world record. So that was a big surprise.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic ride. You averaged I think 23 miles an hour for 24 hours, and spent from what you've told us, I believe you spent almost no time stationary. You basically kept moving pretty much the whole time, except for a few very minor stops. Yeah. Was that always the plan? You didn't intend to take any breaks?
No, it was just I tried it without having very good preparations. So I would have wished that I had prepared better, but I didn't have the option. So it was just, I have to do it like this halfway. Half prepared and try. So my original idea was I didn't have a support because I was on my vacation with my wife, and she was have to handle our 2 kids, so she couldn't be up with me all night. So my plan was to stop at the car and pick my own things. But 2 days prior, my mom and stepfather said, "Yeah, we're driving over. It's like a 7-hour drive, so we are coming over and give you the support." So they were helping me out. So I didn't know what to expect. If I could keep it up for the whole 24 hours or not, but we were able to be moving nearly the whole time, except when toilet breaks and having to re-lube my chain, as it was raining quite a lot, so it dried up. So I did re-lube it every 200k or so. Yeah,
to keep the efficiency up, I guess, in the drivetrain.
Yeah, when I noticed the shifting was not performing well, then I knew that I was having a friction loss, at least.
Yeah, very good. I mean, amazing achievement given all of those kind of circumstances that coming together at the last moment. Do you see yourself going back to have a go at that world record, having got so close, or can you see where you'd optimize things a little bit more, or was that just a one-off for you?
No, it's definitely something I would go back to. I tried to arrange another go this year, proper, like doing everything correctly, and I wanted to do a racetrack. But hiring a racetrack for 24 hours isn't as easy.
Yeah.
So they didn't have time before the end of October, and then it's too dark or too cold, or at least I can be in the risk of at least at that racetrack to have ice on the track, and I wouldn't try it then. So I will definitely try to set up another attempt next year, a proper one, because there's so much things that can be done better. At least because now I did it on a road with some traffic, and it was a 10-kilometer stretch, back and forth stretch, of 10.8. So I had to turn in roundabouts 85 times, and if I only lose 20 seconds. If I lose 20 seconds each time I do the roundabout, then it's equivalent to nearly half an hour, and then it's equivalent to nearly 20k. So maybe like 15, 16k lost in just going around roundabouts. So if I can find a course that which I can not having to do those breaks, and I can close it for traffic, or having guards with the cross sections, that would be able to keep my head lower and do it much faster, I think.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, but now also it's opening a velodrome in Norway. Yeah. We don't have a velodrome. We haven't had one since the Olympic in some World Championship. I think we had it in 1980 in the 80s. The one that Graham Aubrey took our world record. But we're getting a new one, so I got the possibility to try that one. So I really wanted to try the 24-hour track, distance attempt as well. But I have never ridden on track, so that's probably something I need to be better prepared for.
Yeah, another more specialist project. So did you, in the 24 hours, did you have you had to stop and oil your chain? Did you have any punctures or anything?
No, I was really fortunate about that one.
Yeah, very, very, because it was wet as well. Amazing that you could ride that far without a single puncture.
Yeah, no, so I was really lucky in the technical department, because after 1 hour I went down in a roundabout. Yeah. It was like really slippery because I was riding slow, but it wasn't slow enough. So it's just the front wheel just came out under me. So I was really lucky that nothing was damaged on the bike. Yeah. Or myself, because I got bruises like all the way from the shoulder and down to my ankle. But it was nice that it was evenly distributed. Yeah. You hit nice and flat at least. Yeah, I hit nice and flat, but it was quite a low moment there after riding 1 hour, and I hit my elbow, and it was and then you knew you had to be 23 hours more with a bloody elbow in the time trial position. Yeah. But, well, I read in your post-race report about the fact that you got to the point where you were motivating yourself with by actually shouting at yourself in this, which I thought was interesting, because we've all done it when you're racing. I'm sure the voice in your head will tells you to go on and shouts at yourself, but you got to the point where you were actually shouting at yourself. So what was that like? Yeah, that was quite surprising, because like you said, we have this voice in your head like, keep pushing, this is going good, you are looking good, or everything feels good. But now I was actually shouting to myself, yeah, Allan, you are looking awesome, yeah, you are crushing it. It was like super embarrassing if anyone would have a camera, but I was obviously all alone right in the rain and the fog. So that was special. I didn't it just happened. So I had to just physically just shout it out to make it more effective. But well, I tell you something, it's been with those challenges and the other little races and things you've done, we've been incredibly, genuinely inspired by your attitude towards, getting on with things this year and creating these events and these challenges, to keep yourself motivated and fired up. We're coming into the winter now. What's next for you? Have you got anything else you're thinking of doing before the year's out, or are you going into more of a holding pattern now? Yeah, no, it's like obviously nobody wanted the Corona situation, but for me it's been quite a relief as well, because I always had, like, my motivation to begin triathlon was to push boundaries, and now I've done Norseman 8 times, so it also put restrictions on what you can do. If you're going to perform on certain races, you can't do like a 24-hour race 5 days prior to a regular Norseman, at least if you don't want to win, or if you want to win. So it's something I had on my bucket list, like the 24-hour race I wanted to do. I also I'm going to try to run a fast half marathon in 1.5 weeks. And then I want to try to do an ultra run. Before the season ends. So that's also something I wanted to do for a while, but it's something that's really not fitting into a regular season.
For sure. And out of interest, Allan, what's a target for the half marathon for you? What's a fast one in your books?
Hopefully like 1:12, something like that.
Yeah.
It's I haven't gotten faster on the I haven't increased my top speed the last couple of years, so it is something that is worth trying to hold on to, because I don't think I lost or like not improved my top speed because I'm getting older, but it's just a lack of training. So now I'm doing all my intensity on like the half marathon pace and above. So I'm trying to at least have a block of 4 weeks block when I focus on half marathon running. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to seeing how you get on with that. Thanks for finding time in your schedule for a drink this morning. I know you've got to go and get to nursery soon to pick one of the little ones up, so we won't hold you up too much longer. But no, lovely to catch up, mate, and best of luck with the half marathon. We'll keep an eye out for that, and cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Always appreciate to come and have a talk, so any day.
Thanks, Allan. See you soon.